Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemon, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Just pro wrestling news podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It is the Monday Mayhem Show, or Monday Night Warriors. So what are we calling this show? What is this show now? I am Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ready to talk about some kind of professionalized wrestling with you. We actually didn't rehearse this. We didn't talk about what we were going to talk about, so let's going to see what's going to happen. We're going to talk about wrestling first, and then we're going to talk about probably some things. I don't know if we'll get to all of it. There was a wedding. There was a gunpoint police incident. Those were only sort of related, but the man, the manly, newly renuptialed and that lives in Beacon, New York, right down the street from the Snooki store, I found out. Mad Mike is with us.
Sorg,
I showed up and just wandered your neighborhood for 2 days. I seriously did.
You showed up, you showed out, and I have a brand new headset that actually works properly.
Happy wedding gift.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was great to see you. It had been the first time in several years, and it was lovely.
That's right. I even brought a Dutters along too.
You brought a Dutters. You brought a pizza. I was going to actually have a slice of pizza ready here, but I'm just too lazy to go downstairs.
Yes, we sat in Mike's living room in Beacon, New York, eating rewarmed slice on Broadway from that day.
I gotta say,
as you do,
it's fucking delicious.
So, and we usually don't throw the sponsorship on the show. Oh, I don't even have the graphic up, but sliceonbroadway.com. Anyways. Yep. So, also with us, a man who also made the wedding trip to upstate New York. There is a mainstream Matt of the Pro Wrestling News Podcast.
Good evening. What a historic weekend. You, me, Mad Mike together in the same place for the first time. This might shock people, longtime viewers of this podcast, that we had never, all three of us together, occupied the same general area.
Never?
But it happened.
Never, ever,
I don't think it had ever happened before.
What?
Really?
Because I can remember my past encounters with Mad Mike. In-person encounters with Mad Mike have only been a handful of them.
That's
right. I do not remember
yeah.
Sorg ever being there. So I am quite certain that, yes, indeed, history
Yeah.
was made.
I didn't put that together, but yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Photographically documented by our pal Dutters.
And oh boy, was
three
it.
of us dressed sharp as hell, having a spirited debate about God knows what, because that was before all the drinking.
Speak for yourself.
Actually, I was at kind of peak at that point. We can take a quick look. That's what the that was the historic event in present.
There it is.
So, and by the way, the thread of what are we talking about is been pretty interesting. Conrad's house smells like baby arm. Charlotte's figure eight doesn't make any sense.
True.
No, all right, hold on. Charlotte's figure eight does make a little bit of sense.
Oh, see, the picture is represented.
That's what we were doing. See, that's what was happening in this picture. So
exactly,
you win the prize. Good job.
So before we talk about that, and man, I think you have some things to talk about. I think you have a review of the wedding coming up.
Yes, we'll do a deep We'll do a deep review of the wedding.
Yes,
reception in a little
absolutely,
bit.
absolutely. But in the meantime, let's talk about wrestling tonight. Elevation turned in just a 4-match show. It was a really good one. They had a great women's tag team match in it. And Wardlow killed somebody. The usual good times. It was a nice thing. I mean, really, they blew things out of the water over the weekend, so I couldn't imagine they'd have anything left in the chamber. And obviously, they didn't. So I'm sure going an extra hour live on YouTube took away from potential Elevation tapings at that point. But anyways, but I do like the idea that Minoru Suzuki may have been on a glorified Dark Elevation. And I say that with awesomeness. But so what's going on with Raw? We do have a pay-per-view this week. Crown Jewel. This is, I guess, the go home to your Thursday afternoon pay-per-view watch. It happens to land on the day I'm taking off, so I'm gonna watch it live as much as I can here.
Well, I mean, the big news, I think, probably the biggest news coming out of Raw, was the tournament matches. The dream is alive for Xavier Woods.
Indeed,
he won again. He's going to Saudi Arabia, and we will see. We will see. He has defied all logic to this point. All WWE booking logic has been defied, and Xavier Woods is going to Crown Jewel. We'll see what happens. Oh, there's never been someone who would be more enthusiastic about being King of the Ring. And then, in the Queen's Crown, we had huge upset. Doudrop managed to pin Shayna Baszler after, I don't know, residing in the Kirifuda clutch for what felt like 2 minutes, and she finally. I don't want to make light of it. I thought it was an interesting finish. It was just kind of not quite what not something I was quite expecting, but I do like the babyface struggling while they're in the unescapable submission move, and she managed to hold Shayna's shoulders down, and Doudrop versus Zelina Vega in the Queen's Crown final in Saudi Arabia.
Just like they had it planned from the beginning.
Just like you had it in your office bracket pool. So there you go. The main event was a really good match that ended in a nonsense disqualification. So,
and that was
30 minutes of our lives we will never get back.
And that was Bianca and Charlotte, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
For the belt.
I would
kind of felt like the potential was there for a title switch because we got to sort this thing out, Sorg. These titles got to be sorted out. The women's titles are on the wrong shows. And I don't know if you haven't heard this because they tell you about it every 5 minutes, but the rosters go into effect after Crown Jewel. So this might be the last time we ever see Charlotte on Raw.
Is that what that?
Thank God.
Is that what that screen?
Get out of here, Charlotte.
Is that what that screen with the giant graphic that looks like every indie poster? Is that what that's for? Okay, that makes sense.
The new rosters established for each new each show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
But,
I don't even have to look at my Twitter. I know what everyone's saying about it. But it was a damn 30-minute long women's title match. And like I said, with everything hanging up in the air, you kind of felt like maybe a shoe would drop here. But they didn't do it. They just did the DQ finish. So I don't know. I don't know what happens now.
It's just pointless.
We're in a tight spot. So I don't know. Sorg, you know what? Even better. I'll ask Mad Mike. Mad Mike.
Hi.
How in the hell are they going to get themselves out of this one?
Well, I mean, there's a way. I don't really like it, but there's a way. They just do a title swap like they did last year with the tag titles.
Okay.
And I'm going to be very upset if that's really what happens.
Let's take that off the table because that is a disservice to the booking creativity that resides inside all of our brains, our three brains. And let me pose this question to you again. How are they going to get themselves out of this one, Mad Mike?
Oh, so you want me to be creative? Okay.
I'm hoping that it's not going to be what you just laid out, even though it very well could be.
Yeah,
But I want to know if there is another way that's perhaps more fun.
Well, the other way I think it could go, and this is again me spitballing. Sasha wins the SmackDown title at Crown Jewel. Doudrop becomes Queen Drop in a hot minute and a half.
I think Duke.
No. Hold on.
No?
Hold on. Let me get there. Doudrop becomes Queen Drop in a hot minute and a half. Squash of Zelina Vega. But someone objects to that. And that would be the one true queen, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte comes out and challenges Doudrop and puts the Raw Women's title on the line. And come Monday, we have Raw Women's Champion Queen Drop.
I like Queen Drop. I really enjoy that one. That's a good time.
I mean, it's either that or Queen of the Dews. I don't think that works though. That because we have a pay-per-view Thursday. Charlotte's not booked. There's gonna be a queen crowned. Kind of makes sense.
Kind of, it's right there. Yeah, it's kind of right there. So that's interesting. That'd be all right. That would be a way out of it.
And honestly, that would be a fresh women's scene on Raw, which I'm all about.
Yeah, because you'd have Doudrop with the title. You'd have Bianca basically right there. You'd have Becky right there. So you've got your one elevated, and you've got your two contenders right there.
And I believe Zelina was even drafted to Raw too. So
I'm pretty sure she was drafted to Raw. I think Carmella was drafted.
Yeah.
Yes, Carmella was drafted to Raw. That's right. Got to keep those couples together. That's how you figure it out. That can help you folks remember if you're having trouble. And that's not too bad. All right, we'll see if that works. Crown Jewel. What a night it's gonna be. What an afternoon it's gonna be. Can't wait. Goldberg's gonna kill some guy. Seth and Edge, they're assuring us that this Hell in a Cell match will not end in a DQ. So we'll see what happens. They specifically mentioned this, that there must be a winner or something like that. So we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be. It sure is gonna be a thing.
The Ultimate Farmer versus Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman, scorned lover, caught between two men.
All right, I have a question.
Wild.
Is this the best love triangle WWE's ever done? I feel like it is.
Off the top of my head, I gotta say yes, but
yeah, it is kind of, isn't it?
Well,
best one since I'll say Hogan, Savage, Liz.
Okay.
I was gonna suggest when Angle and Austin were competing for Vince McMahon's affection during the waning days of the Alliance. Maybe that would have been a nice, also good love triangle there.
That was a little heavy-handed though in comparison to what's happening now. I feel.
This show is loaded. It's a stacked show.
It is.
It's gonna happen on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
And you'll feel guilty when you watch it. So it's
it's got everything.
It's the true WWE experience. It's a true WWE experience.
It really is.
Wow. I don't know. Do we want to get into the SmackDown AEW war, or do we want to hold that for tomorrow? I feel like that's for tomorrow.
Would you like to talk about like the
you know
matches?
What? Yes, actually,
because that's kind of
I need to ask some questions while you're here. Content aside, I think it sounds like it was a good night for wrestling. Let's just put that out there. Regardless, if you're one fan or another, you had a good time. Okay, the ratings depends on who's looking at it, determining quote unquote who won. Not that it's a huge thing, but this is, of course, the discussion point of the week. We have a half-hour rollover with Smackdown on FS1 against AEW Rampage on TNT, and both went commercial-free. Both did a lot of interesting things going into it to make sure you were watching their thing. Matt, for those who don't know, you have worked in television for years. And your job has depended on ratings in the product that you worked on, in TV news. So I consider you my closest expert on this.
Yeah.
So can you unravel what's going on with the ratings and what this means for a quote unquote Friday night scuffle?
If you're, let me talk about this. I'll just say this very simply as a person who has worked in television and has lived and died with the ratings. This 18 to 49 demo that everyone talks about all the time and not everyone wants to believe is that important. This 18 to 49 demo is no joke. This is a real thing. This is something that not just, wrestling is dealing with. This is something that, all television programs are dealing with, local and national, TV news, whatnot. So this is a real thing, and this is a real thing that, in my past role working in TV news that we would look at. You would have two, sheets of ratings. You would have the 18 to 49 rating, and then you'd have just the total viewership rating. And typically the 18 to 49 rating was the first page. So that's what mattered. This is what the advertisers think matters. So that doesn't mean that the rest of those people watching aren't real people who matter and don't have any value, but this is just the way it is. So with that said, Sorg, I mean, what else can I say? From the numbers that I saw from that came out earlier today, it felt like it was kind of a kind of a tie. Rampage gained a little bit from where they were the week prior, but granted, that was a pretty low week for them. I think that was the lowest week yet for them since they first came on the air. So they gained some viewers back. That was a good thing.
Right.
Smackdown gave back a lot because they were on FS1. When we were talking here last Monday night, we kind of said it, I kind of felt like, I don't know how this could go. This could go either way. Maybe they'll win. Maybe they won't win. Who knows? It's hard to read, how many of those WWE fans will follow them off of Fox to the other network. It looked like the demo was kind of a tie. And obviously, the total viewership, as it normally does, it went WWE's way. So, both sides have something to be proud of. AEW is feeling very proud. But, that's fine. They could do that.
So
Hey,
just to break down.
Wrestling.
Hey, Ronnie Starks is with us. He is live from Orlando. There you go. You're not on the video, but you're gonna have to check it out on your phone later to see the nice graphic I made for you.
Oh, I can see the graphic actually.
Oh, you can see it.
We don't see your video.
Yeah,
sir.
we just don't have your video. Oh, I knew he was coming in on audio, so that's why we have a graphic prepared.
Yeah. Hello, friends.
Hello. Hold on, Ronnie. We'll get to you in a second, but I want to wrap up this conversation about ratings. Is very important.
Is it?
So Matt. Wait. So first of all, I want to clarify when we're looking at those ratings numbers, are we looking at half an hour or full show?
It depends on what you're looking at. I saw some head-to-head numbers for the half an hour where Rampage and Smackdown were going up against each other, and then I saw comparisons based across, the full Rampage show and the full Smackdown show, which obviously, there are benefits in Rampage's case, non-benefits, to the points where they were not being opposed, because obviously Rampage's rating has a tendency to dwindle as the night goes on because they're on from 10 to 11.
Yeah.
Whereas Smackdown is in a position from 8 to 10 where it's a little bit easier to sustain.
Yeah.
All I really need to say at this point is, are you ready to acknowledge the bunny as your tribal chief, as the head of the table, as the queen of cable?
Matt, I remember that
crowned by some.
I remember that rabbit tribe. I ain't acknowledging shit.
So wait a minute. Wait. What are you saying? Are you saying that the bunny was the highest rated? The bunny smash was the highest rated? The head-to-head demo.
The head-to-head demo, 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 the head-to-head demo between Roman and Brock doing their segment on SmackDown against the Bunny versus Ruby Soho. The demo was a tie.
Okay.
So, there you go.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
a match is probably better than a segment.
You know what? Honestly, no.
In some cases I would agree with you, but that was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And
It was
Paul
the
Heyman
same
out there.
segment they've done for weeks.
Right. See that?
It was the same segment they've done for weeks. It's not that surprising.
And I think that speaks to some of the issues on that program to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And it also shows me that AEW should push their women's division more.
Well, I mean, you know what? The Bunny gets a lot of TV time, and I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
She does.
So, big win for you know what? Let's call this what it is. A win for women's wrestling. Let's call this a win for women's wrestling.
Absolutely.
I hope they get the hint.
A touchstone moment in the history of women's professional wrestling. A turning point for this industry as a whole. The night the Bunny and Ruby Soho moved to the head of the table and kicked Roman and Brock off the island of relevancy. Never mind. It's nonsense. It's fun.
I don't think it's fun.
Well, you don't
Matt, you know what I do think is fun? What was the first match on Rampage? Just
you know what?
For my own clarification.
You know what? I said you said it would be Punk versus Seidel.
Uh-huh.
I was adamant that they would lead with Inner Circle versus the Men of the Year, Junior Dos Santos, because in my mind, I was thinking we got to counter Brock with Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, you're assuming people know who the fuck Junior Dos Santos is.
What? People outside of wrestling know who Junior Dos Santos is.
Yeah, but that's not who's watching.
Well, there are other people in the world that are actually you've got the wrestling fans watching. We've got to get other people watching. That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching wrestling
forever on just this pool of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching wrestling that aren't like full on wrestling fans, and that's where your variance goes.
Sometimes you got to dangle a carrot to get it.
Anyways, Ronnie Starks is here. Let's properly reintroduce him here. Since he dropped kind of mid conversation. Ronnie, how you doing down in Orlando? You've just been down there for I think a day now, right?
A couple hours in, yeah, I'm good.
Couple hours
I just got back to the room like an hour ago.
So we touched base on Raw, and we touched base on a little bit on Friday night. What were your eyes on Friday night, or were you doing something else completely?
No, I was watching it.
Okay.
I knew damn well that CM Punk was going to open the show up because he opens up Rampage every week.
Yes, he does.
He always wrestles every week.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to mix it up.
It works.
He opens up every AEW show every week.
It's
one
for them.
One if by commentary, two if by match.
Seriously, it's I don't fuck, dude. I don't know. You know that CM Punk's going to open up the show because he does it every week.
Yeah.
So why would you even question it? Why would you even think that he wasn't going to open up the show? I mean, I knew you wanted to mix it up. But
well, I did want to mix it up.
I hate to tell you, you're wrong.
The opportunity to chop Mad Mike was too tantalizing, and I had to take that opportunity. But in the end, I ended up paying the price for it. But that's okay.
Is there an actual
we got to
video
hang
of
out
you getting
together
chopped?
too.
Did you actually get chopped this weekend?
I did get chopped. Yeah.
Is there a video of this somewhere?
Somewhere I have to go through the photo book, the photo booth videos.
Oh,
from the wedding.
Oh no! What did I do?
I have them.
I have it.
I think I cut a
I have an
promo.
account from a live witness who says it sounded like a gunshot.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Was your chest bright red?
His
chest was the same color as my tie.
Yeah. It was vicious.
Which, by the way, my tie is this color.
Yeah.
That is outstanding. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There you go.
A day when I can win a bet and get to see my friends
Is a good day.
Is a good day.
To physically impose violence.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course. So, so Ronnie, yeah, I don't have anything else because I was like, oh, you haven't watched Raw, so I didn't have anything to bring up. I was just thinking, go over then.
I was over at the over at City Walk. I was getting food,
Ooh.
and I did some shopping, and I did some people watching.
Wait, are you going to be around for the AEW tapings?
Ronnie, how close are you to the former Impact Zone?
I'm right across the street from the former Impact Zone.
Isn't that?
As a matter of fact, on Friday,
yeah,
I have to go to the Blue Man Group building, which is right next to the former Impact Zone, to sign up for my Halloween Horror Nights Unmasking the Horror Tour. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want me to get a picture taken in front of the soundstage, I will, and send it to you guys.
Well, and I do believe,
absolutely.
I thought AEW Dark is recording this weekend too.
I won't be able to go because they're doing it Friday, and I have that Unmasking the Horror Tour, so I'm going to miss it. But I think we're going to the show on Saturday, I think.
Cool.
Nice. Don't shut them down like I did NXT at Full Sail. So.
Ronnie,
my welcome.
Ronnie, I do have a recommendation for you.
Yes,
while you're there, make sure you get yourself a pumpkin juice. They're delicious.
I will. I'll get that tomorrow because I'm doing a full day at the park tomorrow, and I'm going to get a frozen butterbeer.
Excellent.
And I'm going to ride ET because, and I did a Snapchat. I forgot to send it to you guys. It was me on the airplane, and I said, "Hey, look! Whoa! I'm flying!"
Jeez.
Nice.
Oh, you got new headphones too.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah. So
no expense.
You want to hear a funny story about the ET ride quick before we
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is a trip into Mad Mike's past. Okay? I went to Universal years ago when I was a wee tiny Mad Mike. And I went with some family friends. And on the ET ride, you have to give your name because ET thanks everyone at the end of the ride. Now, my father, a little bit of a jokester, you know, me, my sister, and my mother had all gone through, and my dad walked in. He said his name was Lisa. The guy typed it in and then looked at my dad, and my dad said, "Oh, my parents were really mean." And he like chuckled a bit, and then my dad said, "I'm just kidding. My name is Steve." So, you know, we think nothing of it. Because then you have like an hour and a half into the line before you actually get on the ride. So we go through the ride, and afterwards, as ET is thanking everyone, we've saved ET. He's gone home to Botanicus and all that stuff. ET says, "Thank you, Mike, Joanne, Erica, Steve, and Lisa." Like, that was the last name. We all laughed very, very, very loudly. And the reason this is funny is because my wife's name is Lisa. And it's very, very funny that, like, sort of like supernaturally, my dad may have known this. Like, I told my buddy whose family we were down there with, I told him the name of my then girlfriend, and when I was proposing, I said, and her name is Lisa, and he said, "Holy shit, like the ET ride!" Immediately, just right there. I'm like, "Yep."
Have you ever just said Lisa?
Yes.
To your wife?
All the time.
That's awesome.
All the time.
That's great. Well, like I said, there were some festivities here the other night, and Matt and Mad Mike, you know, and this is with all love. This is with all love. It was a great event. It was a great day, but I know Matt has some thoughts on the booking.
Oh boy. Okay, I was afraid of this.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to preface. Yeah, great night, outstanding time, great time. Got chopped, had food, had drink. Good friends, good times, music, fun, food, drinks, all the good stuff. Now, that said, I have some thoughts.
Okay.
Now, let me just start with the pre-show. Now we're coming into the pre-show. Sorg, you were a little bit behind me getting in on the pre-show. This was nice. This was a nice pre-show. And actually, you know,
oh no!
I feel like maybe like the pre-show, maybe peaked a little bit too high. But you know, be that as it may, we'll see what happens. Anyway, you go in open bar. I don't know if you've seen this trend before, Ronnie, Sorgi. Maybe you have too. The bride and the groom have their drinks, their signature drinks. So I'm like, well, let's have this Mad Mike drink. Let's see what's going on here. So Mad Mike's drink was the twist on the mule. You get a little copper cup, and what they do? They rimmed it with some caramel and some cinnamon. I might have frozen up here, Mad Mike.
No, you're there.
That's
No,
a
we're
serious
okay.
rim
Sorry about
job,
that.
man. Holy hell.
Sorry, just wanted to make sure before I started rambling for another hour. They rimmed it with some caramel, some cinnamon. They apparently put the apple cider and Fireball whiskey into that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Any ingredients I'm missing on this, Mad Mike? Is that it?
Angry Orchard
Angry Orchard.
and caramel vodka.
Yeah, local delicacy.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was
It's called Autumn Mike's Mule.
Autumn Mike's Mule.
Mhm.
Yes. And this was eminently drinkable. Just drink. Loved it. Yum. And I was like, well, this might be kicking in. All right, send this guy back. Would you like another? Sure, let's have another one. You know, it's only the pre-show. Let's keep this party rolling. You know, bring me back. I probably had like 4 or 5 of these things, but I gotta say, Mad Mike, I was diminishing returns on the Autumn Mike's Mule because I was anticipating just like high drunkenness by the end of the night after I had the first one. But I think the bartenders were starting to shoot me blanks, but you know, they're well within their right to do that. I mean, I had a lovely night. There's the cups. Look at those cups.
Mm-hmm.
We were going through these mules so fast that we started to get them in glasses when they were coming back. They were like, we're out of the cups. You have a glass. And I'm like, do I look like a baby? I don't want my mule in a glass. I want my mule in the stupid copper cup. That's the whole bit. That's the gimmick. Bring me the copper cup gimmick or don't even do it at all. There it is. Right there. The glass. Still looks nice. Anyway, good time. So I talked about this, all right? The pre-show, all right? Might have peaked a little bit.
Well, wait, hold on. You're not going to talk about my wife's drink?
I didn't have it.
Oh.
I can't comment.
Okay, well, all right. I've had this before. I'm going to comment on it. I'm sorry to step on your bit, but I have to give a shout out. We have a local cidery around here called Awestruck, and they have a flavor called hibiscus ginger. It's delectable. It really is. And we just had tons of cans of that on tap. So that was my wife's drink.
Fantastic.
And I believe it was called Awestruck by the Bride.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah. Anyway, fantastic drink. Could have drank it all night. Still wish I was drinking it now. I'm hoping to drink it more often. Hoping to drink it on a regular basis, especially during the fall. Sounds like a nice way to spend every night.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I was talking about that the pre-show might have peaked a little bit too high, Mike. So we're on this very lovely country club, outdoor setting. Weather. Sorg, would you agree with me? This weather could not have been more ideal.
It was tremendous. I couldn't believe I was in October sitting out on this thing, or even like dinner in Beacon the night before, and it was like, it was like 63 degrees but comfortable, amazing.
Like living room environment outdoors.
Yes,
that's like where you're at. Like just that perfect temperature zone.
Yes,
where it's just like I'm in total comfort. I'm in my suit. I am not even the hint of too hot. I'm not the hint of too cold. I'm just drinking my drink. The hors d'oeuvres are funneling by. People keep coming by. I don't know. I'm sure I'll take this. Sure I'll take that. I'll try that. We're working it over. We take a gander over across the room. The center table's starting to fill up with food. Off in the distance, there's clearly some silver, even more food off in the distance. We're like, we're gonna get over here and check out what's going on over there. We go over far side of this patio. More food. So there's pastas out, the meats are out, the chicken, the beef.
but
all
small
that
plates.
stuff is out.
I thought we were getting tapas.
Meat and beef are the same thing, buddy.
All right. Big time false finish for Sorg here, okay? Sorg grabs himself a tiny plate. He's like, it's dinner time. Let's go. All right.
It looked like it.
Sorg, I'm throwing you under the bus. False finish for Sorg. He's ready. He thinks it's over. He's going home.
Oh, wow.
He's like, fill off this plate is tiny. I'm like, I don't know. Let's do it. Let's eat. All right. So the funny part is, all right, we perused this entire spread. Okay. Sorg is all about this thing. He's filling up his tiny plate with food. And I'm just like, I walk away. My tiny plate is empty.
And whatever,
like,
and also whatever they whatever they brought to our table as well. So I'm just like, I don't know what that is. Let's try it.
I'm in hors d'oeuvre mode.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at main courses, and I'm like, this is too much. I can't. So I go back empty-handed and just wait for another drink. Sorg comes back with like a plate of pasta and meatball. This is like falling off the side of the thing. It doesn't matter. He's just gonna, go to town. I'm like, I guess we're eating.
By the way, this is probably the peak to my drunken and such at this point. So just
by the way, I also want to point out we are less than an hour into the festivities.
Right. So this is like, okay, how can I even? What kind of? I don't even know. You're gonna have to think of your favorite match or something like that. You're watching your favorite match. You're what, like?
It's WLC. It's WLC.
You're 15 minutes in, okay, and you're like, this must be it. That's not it. In fact, they're going for another 45 minutes. That's basically what's going on here at the wedding at this point. Sorg and I are like, this is nice. We're having dinner. There's going to be some dancing in a little bit. I look over in the distance. We're out on the patio still. I look over in the distance. I could see through a tiny door over there in the distance. I'm like, there's a room. People are working in that room. Sorg, are we going into that room? Are we going in there? He's like, yeah, that's where the women. I don't think, Sorg, I didn't ask you. I think the women jumped in at this point. And we're like, you idiot, that's where the reception is. And I'm like, this isn't it. They're like, no, this is just the pre-reception. I'm like, this is just the pre-show? This isn't even the main show yet? We're not even into the main event? I peaked too soon. So anyway.
Dude, you were on AEW Dark, and then you didn't make it a Rampage.
I'm watching Danielson and Suzuki, and I'm like, it's not getting any better than this. What do you mean there's another show? Anyway.
You were on YouTube and didn't make it to TNT.
I didn't make it to TNT.
This is the buy-in for the wedding.
I've got YouTube. It was the buy-in, yeah.
Yeah,
it was the buy-in for the wedding.
Yep.
Perfect analogy.
Oh, no.
Oh,
They
that's
funnel us
fantastic.
in here. Wonderful setup. The little touches are everywhere. So rustic, Mad Mike.
Mm-hmm.
So rustic. I loved it. All the little touches. Too many to count, but like they funnel us in here. They sit us down at our table. We get our little champagne glass. I've got 3 cups by the time I'm going in here. I got my mule. They hand me champagne. I'm double fisting. There's water. I'm 3 or 4 glasses deep now at the table, just working through it. The waitress keeps coming back. We got another mule. I'm like, apparently so, because I guess I can drink these all night. Apparently. Would you like another Shirley Temple? I would love one. Please bring it out here. Apple flavored Shirley Temple. Oh man, where are we? I got a quick question about the seating assignments, Mad Mike.
Yeah.
Now we kind of like, we try to be polite. It's all like greetings. Hey, how are you? We sit down at the table. Oh, before I get to that, big time swerve here when we sat down at our table. Big problem when we sat down at the table, Mad Mike.
Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't hear about this.
This was scandalous.
Okay.
Now we sit down. This place was all set up. Like the salad's there waiting for us. The roll is out. Mad Mike.
Mm-hmm.
There was no goddamn butter at our table.
Okay. Yeah.
Now.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't have any butter at my table either.
Really? Okay.
Is there a butter shortage?
There's a butter thief somewhere. I was told, or eventually I mustered the courage to ask the waitress. I'm like, I sound like an idiot. This is going to sound really stupid. I'm not from around here. I don't know how it's done. But from where I'm from in Western PA, it is customary to butter the roll.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, there should be butter at this table. And I'm like, well, there is not. I will go look for some. Thank you very much. So they bring back some butter.
Excellent.
Where do you think this butter has been, Mad Mike, before they brought it to the table? Spin the goddamn refrigerator back there. Negative
I think
300 degrees. So we got these little tiny rocks now. Okay. You know, if I flicked it across the room, I could have put a hole through the window.
He was really offended about this butter
I
situation.
gotta wait for it to get down to room temperature.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
It's not a big deal. That's not a deal breaker. That's not a deal breaker. I've dealt with rock hard butter before. It's not the end of the world. It's just a funny aside. Anyway, seating assignments, okay? We're being polite, right? So we're keeping to ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't want to freak out Mad Mike's friends.
Sorry.
We don't know what they know. But here's what we realized shortly, about halfway through the reception, we come to a realization, Mad Mike, when one of these folks, much braver than I am, decides to sit down and strike up a little conversation with us. He sits down and he's like, hey.
I think I know exactly who it was, too.
Hey, I'm Matt. I'm like,
Yep,
well,
that's it.
I'm Matt too. All right. Handshake. We're immediately buddies, right? Instant buddies
Yes.
if you share the same name. This is Sorg. That's Stutters.
And I don't know why I was
wife.
in I don't want to talk to anybody mode for some reason. It's because I had too many mules.
Probably too many meals.
Look at this. All right. We're chatting it up. He finally finds out what we're all about. How do you guys know Mad Mike? I'm like, Mike, Sorg? He's like, you can handle this. He turns to, you can handle this. I can handle this? I'm like, well, primarily we do a podcast together. He goes, you guys are from Pittsburgh. I'm like, yep. You're the Pittsburgh crew. And I'm like, well, I didn't want to be labeled, but yes, we are the Pittsburgh crew. That's us, the four of us. Who are you? He's like, well, I used to work at that place with Mad Mike together. And I'm like, well, how much fun? You know, you still work? No. I'm like, oh, well, you work somewhere else now. Yes, it's very nice. Mad Mike, I got a question for you.
Yes.
When you came up with these seating assignments,
Mhm.
in your mind,
Yeah.
did you assume that we would have just a rollicking discussion about professional wrestling over dinner while we were at this table?
Absolutely.
That never happened. I
That's a
regret to
shame.
inform you because we are cowards and we did not reach out enough to these people.
know.
I'm sure
I
they're
should have
awesome
I
folks.
should have told you that you were sitting with your tribe.
We were with our
So-
tribe. Yeah,
so
we
I
were
was
with our
aware of it.
people,
I was
but we
aware of
didn't
it.
know it.
Well, the thing is, they also sat next to us on the pregame show, and we didn't know that they were going to be the people that are going to be at our table until one of them's phone went off with John Cena's theme music. So I figured I started to have a hunch at that point. So, but also I was not brave enough to talk to anybody at that point because I knew what was going on with me. So,
All right. So Sorg
yes.
is clearly drunk off his ass.
Mhm.
Right?
I
I'm not
also
showing it because
I
Gary
can tell
did so well.
because when Sorg gets drunk, he gets real quiet.
I was more than drunk.
Now
He gets real quiet.
I gotta say my edible kicked in about 10 minutes after I walked through the door. So that's why I got kind of real quiet and like I'm just gonna drink my drink over here. And then I'm really thirsty, and then but it's like you really down that first drink, you might have a problem in a minute.
So Sorg is drunk, clearly, but carrying it well. You can't really tell. I couldn't. I am desperate to get drunk, but can't because they won't give me any hard liquor. My wife is going back to the bar. Basically, she's ordering different drinks. She's just begging them to give her something harder. Just give me something. She can't get drunk, but that's okay.
Phrasing?
Bartenders, light as a feather. They work so light. They work light as a feather, man, Mike. These bartenders can't get a stiff drink to.
Who trained them? What school did they come
Give me
from?
something.
Who'd they ever beat?
Bunch of
Anyway,
fucking greenhorns.
all right. Entrances underway. Okay, so the bridal parties come in. I don't remember anything specific about the bridal entrances. Your entrance was great, Mad Mike.
Thank you.
Disappointed no pyro, but I understand we were indoors, low ceiling. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, you know, I don't have Tony Khan fronting this. This is all, you know, my budget. So
Yeah, it's your budget. Yeah.
I would have brought
Grandma
some
didn't slip
sparklers,
you
man.
$100 in your Christmas card. Couldn't blow it on anything fun.
exactly.
So then we get to the speeches. Sorg, the speeches. Did you like the speeches?
The speeches were good. I appreciated. Danny had he had an extended promo.
Scripted promo.
Yes, it was like it was a good fill the first 15 minutes of Raw promo. I give him a lot of credit for that. I enjoyed the story about you guys meeting and Mike like locking him out of the dorm or something. So So no,
Good speech.
Good
Really
speech.
good speech. Really good speech. I was poking Sorg during the time. I was like,
Did he get over?
Scripted. He had the sheet of paper.
Oh.
But I mean, it was a good speech. I mean, I couldn't
speech.
complain, but I was just elbowing Sorg, going,
Good
"Hey,
speech,
scripted
good
promo."
pop.
Ha ha ha. You know, yeah, how we are. So we get through that, and then it's what do we? Oh, we already did some of the dancing. Oh, and then I'm like, all right, speeches, dinner, more food, Sorg. Time for more food, right? No, it is not time for more food. It is time for more dancing. It is time for more dancing.
This
Okay?
wedding's upside down. I don't know what's happening.
This wedding reception is suddenly being booked in reverse, and we're doing the dancing before the eating. Okay, and I'm sitting there going, Sorg, they've been dancing for like half an hour. There should be food. Everyone's out there. Everyone's dancing. What's going on? I've never been to New York before. I don't know what's going on. What the heck's going on out here?
And while we're talking about the dancing, I want to bring up the DJ. Mike, I'm really concerned that the DJ was and wedding announcer person was starting to steal your heat, because he was really into every song. I've never seen so many. I never seen somebody so into like the Electric Boogie, you know, and whatever other wedding things get played. So like he was performing up there, and I'm just gonna say I think he stole your shine a little bit, Mike. Just he was trying to.
I mean, you know, that's fine. I do want to point out we did not have the electric slide at the wedding. There will be no cheap pops like that at my fucking wedding.
Was that on the band list?
There was a lot of
You
the
have a band
classics.
It was on the
list?
band list.
Oh, you know what? I had a
Oh.
band
It was on the
song
band
at my
list.
wedding.
Oh, wait,
It still
wait.
got played.
I have a
You guys
question.
at least do the chicken.
Nope.
There was no chicken
Okay,
either.
wait. I have a question for Zeke Mercer. That he would ask if he was here. Did you have Cotton Eye Joe?
No, band list.
Band list.
I was gonna say.
Band list.
There you
Cotton
go.
Eye Joe was banned at my wedding reception too, until like 5 or 6 guests begged the DJ to play it, and the DJ came over to him and were like, "Everyone wants to hear Cotton Eye Joe," and I'm like,
Okay, so
"Fine,
funny
let
story.
him have it."
funny story. We also banned all Bruce Springsteen.
What?
All of it.
What?
And Bruce Springsteen
The
for a wedding.
boss?
Evidently, I fucking can, Ronnie.
Wow.
Besides,
Wow.
it's for the bride. The bride didn't want the boss. The boss gets what she wants.
Wow.
We had several people request Bruce Springsteen.
Oh no.
He did not yield.
Wow.
He did not yield because he knows where his bread is cold buttered.
That's right. Where his rock hard, where his bread is rock hard butter.
Rock hard buttered.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah. So this I don't know, Mad Mike. I mean,
Oh, and all right.
This
And
isn't my
Tina's
first-
asking in the chat room, why no cha-cha slide, Cupid shuffle? This is a me thing. I don't like songs where I'm being told how to dance.
You don't like to be told what to do. I mean, that's
Exactly.
always been your thing. So
Exactly. And I think if anyone who has seen me on the dance floor, they can attest.
you don't listen to anybody.
I definitely do whatever the fuck I want.
By the way, that was worth everything to go up there to watch you dancing all night. So
yeah, you were definitely owning that dance floor. But I got to get back to
Nobody messes with Mad Mike when he puts on his shiny shoes. That's all I'll say.
the booking. Okay, the booking of this reception.
oh no, Tina.
Very long pre-dinner dance segment. Mike, I mean, this goes back to like the territory days. This is the way you do it. This has worked since like the 1920s. Why are we switching this up? There's like an hour of dancing before I got food on my plate. Now, I mean, I'm not complaining. You know, I was well fueled. I mean, I had the food at the hotel because you got to be careful. Make sure you don't get hungry. So you eat before the hotel. At the hotel, I ate. I had some.
Did you
hors
get
d'oeuvres.
hold on, Matt, at the hotel?
Uh-huh.
Did you get your gift back?
No, I didn't get the gift bag, but that's not your fault. That's not your fault. That's my fault. Okay, don't worry about that. That's not on you. That's on me.
Okay,
don't worry about
because
it.
we tried to fuel.
I know.
There was
I know.
fuel. There was
I-
even Fireball
I
in
was
those gift
fueled.
bags.
I was fueled.
Damn.
You didn't do it. We RSVP'd late. That's why we didn't get a gift bag. But that's okay. That's not
Oh,
on you.
you should. Matt, you should
What?
have just said you were with us. You could have had some because we had leftovers.
Man, Mike, I feel like you're skirting the issue, man. This pre-dinner dance segment was an hour long. They were just like, I didn't really know what was happening. I was a little confused. Like, everyone else seemed to be on board with it, though. Like, the dance floor filled up. Many of your friends and family love to dance, so they're out there dancing.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm not going to say I was checking my watch. I was checking my drink, but I was through a few of my drinks, and I was wondering, are we going to eat?
Wow.
But the
Wow.
food came. I'm just telling you what I'm just saying. It was not the typical wedding booking, not what I was expecting. It was a little bit of a twist, but it kept me on my toes because then from there on out, I didn't know what to expect.
And I'm anything but a conventional guy, Matt. You know.
I know it. Anyway, we ate, we did our thing. I got to get in real quick. Mentioned about the big high spot during the bouquet toss. We'll talk about this big high spot during the bouquet toss. Your wife trying to take down the arena ceiling, trying to bring down the roof with the bouquet toss. Crashes this thing into a chandelier as it in mid-flight. Okay, caused a big scrum because like once it takes it off its angle, the trajectory's off. Now none of the women know where it's going. It just turns into a free-for-all.
Yeah.
By the way, the song for the bridal toss was Ludacris's "Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way."
That's good.
As it should be.
Yes, I feel I need to acknowledge that.
Now, someone
Wasn't
who's
the uncensored version though?
No, sadly not. But we did have grandparents there and stuff, so
Who they ever
Fine.
beat?
life, Ronnie. They beat life.
Well, you got me there.
Anyway, from there, eat, food, drinks, fun times, lots of dancing. Photo booth was fun. Did a lot of photo boothing, lots of promo pics. Sorg decided to make himself look like a 1960s independent pro wrestling manager in his picture.
Holy shit, those pictures were amazing.
He looks like what did Dombrowski said? You look like every knockoff Lou Albano manager from the territories or something like that.
Thanks.
So good.
Yeah, and that's now the cover on my Facebook page. Like,
I love it.
I fought so hard
I had
to cover your Facebook page.
Missy scanned it for me and then set them up for me for the Facebook cover. So
Oh, they're
that was
fantastic,
amazing. And she
dude.
gave me like 3 versions of it too. So I
They're so
thought that was
good.
the coolest one. But yeah,
it was a great time. I wanted to have a spot of fun with you, Mike, because we had so much fun. But it was a great time.
Yes,
No complaints.
Yes, and
Great time.
we weren't distracted at all.
We were not distracted at all.
No.
No. I had to watch it, Mike, because we had a bet.
Yeah.
It would not have been fair to you or me
Yeah.
if we presumptively thought that CM Punk had the first match in that episode of Rampage. That wouldn't have been fair to anybody.
Wouldn't have been fair to Flair.
No. And I was holding on to hope that Danielson and Suzuki were going to trade forearms for so long that the beginning of Rampage was going to be on TNT, was going to be Fade Up from Black, and Brian and Suzuki are just like, boom, boom, boom. And Excalibur's like, oh my God, this match is going long. And I was going to be like, I got you on a technicality. No one's getting chopped tonight. So, but it was what it was. So.
And that was the result. This was the official chop, right?
That was the official chop. Yes.
Okay.
I will have a photo book version of it.
Yeah,
because-
you'll have the photo. You did this in the photo booth.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, I did in the photo book, so I can't wait to rewatch it. I even cut a little promo if I recall properly.
Yeah, I think that's all of us if we recalled properly. So
Yeah.
So
yeah.
overall, I think.
I have a question. One final question for you.
Yes.
Did you guys get cake,
I don't know if
or
I
did you leave before dessert?
I
feel
think we left like around when it was like
cake was
coming
cut.
out.
I was
and-
out in the dessert area before I left, but I didn't.
We
grab any.
we were all
Okay.
frankly too full.
That's a shame.
It is a
because,
shame. I know.
We brought home the cake, and and the wife and I actually celebrated our official anniversary last night. We had some of our cake. Ah, man.
As you do.
Let me tell you this: Bailey's frosting and Oreo cream inside.
Nice.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But there was
it's
so
really good.
much. There was so much good stuff, man. It was nuts. It was
I
nuts.
think Tina's responding to the comments about the music playlist and just saying, Mike, not invited to the cookout.
Yeah, I think that was something about the music choices we were talking about.
Hey, but you know what? It was my cookout. I'm allowed to.
No,
was
we're
your
talking about
party,
another
so
kind of
don't worry
cookout
about
here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you after the show.
And I guarantee, Tina, I'll guarantee you this: if you saw my dance moves, you would understand A, why I am the cookout, and two, why I should not be restrained with my dance moves.
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing right now, but it's hilarious.
No.
Either way.
I am that. That's my new slogan. Mad Mike. I am the cookout.
Oh,
You need a T-shirt that says "I am the cookout."
I think that's the title of the show. I am the cookout. Jeez, Joe Dombrowski.
I am the table.
Yeah, exactly. So, fantastic time. It was fun. It was great to see everybody, and amazing. And I had to go from your wedding. I was like almost double booked. We did your wedding. Daughters drove me into New York City to LaGuardia. By the way, fantastic airport, easy to get into. I was amazed how well that worked.
They've done a lot of renovations on it. It used to be very not good.
Yeah. like I could tell everything's got kind of still a little shiny.
I haven't been there in a hot minute. I'm actually going there next month. I'm excited to see what it looks like now.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it was great there. Got in time to do Warrior. Actually had they had a double booking with volleyball, so we couldn't set up until like way closer to the show than I'm comfortable. So, but everything went off pretty much without a hitch. So, Brett was there and said hi. So
Who?
Bret Hart, some guy named Bret Hart.
Oh, Brett. Oh.
Yeah.
I just said Brat. I was like, Bradley?
No. Bradley didn't come to Chicago. But no. But yeah, no, it was a good time. Warrior Wrestling, it's on Fight. A lot of great matches. Great triple threat. There was a Ring of Honor Women's Championship match on there with Roxy and Laney Luck, who I think has also been doing some stuff in Ring of Honor lately. It started the show with Jonathan Gresham and Trey Miguel.
Ooh.
Like not bad
for the championship.
Speaking of peaking early,
yeah, Pretty Proper was in action. Sam Adonis and Moose was a really good match. Who else was on? The problem is I do these shows. Alex Shelley was in a match there. Who he have?
Who'd he beat?
Well, so the problem is so much goes into these Warrior shows. I've done like 6 of them now, and I can't tell you a single match that I filmed because it's such a blank slate. We do the show, but I don't absorb the matches. Like I really need to go back and watch these things on Fight just to like remember what happened. But I'll also be like really mad about something I did on production too. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But always a good time. Great crew out there at Warrior. And got to catch up with Pretty Proper, of course, and see the good guys. And Zeke Mercer actually debuted on the pre-show for Warrior. So it was good to see some familiar faces in that. I mean, more than usually. Sam Adonis was there, and Pretty Proper, of course. And I think there's a few more people I'm not thinking about at the top of my head. But you know, it's cool seeing the Pittsburgh contingent like in Chicago. You know, so
it feels like the Pittsburgh guys and girls are getting out into that Chicago scene more and more.
Big time! Oh, big time! I mean, that's where you need to be. You know, I mean, it's one of the big towns. It's one of the big wrestling towns. They're nuts out there, like the fans out there, and they have so much going on. It's ridiculous. I'm amazed because it feels like, you know, New York City seems to be lacking in pro wrestling but from what I understand, I think it's really hard to run an indie show in New York. So that's why a lot of them are, you know, over the border in Jersey and stuff. And of course, that's a hotbed. But it's really interesting. Really interesting to look at those. So, anyways, anything else? I don't know. I mean, the main event was the wedding. To be honest, I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything else on this. You guys want to talk about the morning show? Because that's what I've been watching. That's all I'm gonna get.
I got something to show you guys.
Okay.
I have a new friend. I made a new friend.
What the hell?
God, what is that?
My friend. There are two of these. All right. All
Hell is
right.
that?
What the hell?
This is a giant inflatable burrito. Okay. There are two of
I
them.
can see that.
There's another one over there. See, you guys got the filling in here and everything.
Well,
All
why
right?
do you have a giant inflatable burrito?
Well, my son, he used to be my 11-year-old son. Now he's my 12-year-old son. He recently had a birthday. He got many gifts, and he got a gift from his aunt, and it was a game. And this is it right here. It is called Throw Burrito, a dodgeball card game. Basically, what happens is you go outside, you blow up these two gigantic inflatable burritos. You have like a little stack of cards on a table, and you basically are trying to like root around this pile and make pairs and whatnot. But if you make pairs, it's like, have a burrito duel. You must have a burrito duel, and basically a dodgeball game can break out at any moment in the middle of this burrito game. See, if you pull up this one, it's like burrito brawl. So it could be like 1-on-1 if you pull up this one, or it could be like just a burrito duel. And there's certain one, if you pull a certain card, you don't have to get involved. You could just sit and watch everyone else beat each other with burrito. If you get burrito war, everyone has to hit each other with the burrito. There's two burritos, and everyone has to fight each other. So
This game sounds like fun.
it does
Yeah,
sound like
it
fun.
does.
So we'll see. We played it for a little bit. It was under cover of dusk, so we didn't get the full experience, but hope we'll get a chance to play it again. And maybe we'll bring it by. Maybe we'll make Mason bring it by sometime. We'll play it in the streets of Beachview, Sorg,
Can you bring one
where
and
it was
can,
meant to be played.
can we
so.
yeah, with on the train tracks.
Yeah.
Can you bring one of those the next wrestling show just to have behind the DVD booth?
We're just gonna bring these guys to keep us company. These
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
Where's his friend? Where's your friend? Here.
Can we pretend the burritos are doing color commentary?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we can do so much with the burritos.
I tell you what, hey, if Tony Kincaid is still missing for RWA next time, Sorg,
Well, we'll see if he makes next month.
sit in. So here you go.
I
Wow.
see endless possibilities for those burritos.
Yeah.
Lots of potential here.
You should always have those within reach doing this show.
Mhm.
Only limit is your imagination. So
Guys, I think we need to end it on that, please.
all right.
Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us remotely from Orlando. I hope you have a good time down there.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a really busy day.
Good. Have fun
I
down
will. I will be posting a lot of stuff on Instagram if you guys wanted to check that out.
there. Excellent.
Ronnie, make good choices.
I'll do my best, bro.
And then, of course, we do have Mad Mike up in Beacon, the newly re-wedded. I say re-wedded because it was technically the anniversary, but you know.
Well, it was a little both.
I know.
It was a little both. It was a little from column A, a
It's your,
little from column
it's
B.
your wedding-ish. It was wedding-ish.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, trust me, my wallet says it was definitely a wedding. Definitely a wedding.
Mad
Wah,
Mike,
wah, wah.
Mad Mike 483 on the tweets. And
Yes,
and now that I know what Beacon looks like, and that it's on my way to at least 2 gigs over the next 3 months, we're gonna say hi some more.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna be back in his neighborhood. I just booked an Airbnb for Halloween night. So
Sorg is Halloween.
So
Sorg is Halloween.
I hope Beacon ain't haunted as fuck, or I'm gonna find out. So I don't know. There's a lot of old buildings and stuff. So, but anyways, and maybe I'll visit the Snooki store when it's open.
Yeah.
So
Who
There's a
knows?
lot of
Maybe
stuff.
maybe
you
she'll
do
be
it all
there.
for the Snooki.
It was wild. It was like a mile and a half of the quaintest, quirkiest, most fantastic Main Street I've ever seen. It was crazy. It was crazy. But
We played Gauntlet Legends and looked at kitties.
yeah, there's
It
a
was a
cat
lot of
cafe.
stuff.
There's that. It's one store just randomly has like a bronze AT-AT and a full size Terminator 2 Arnold Schwarzenegger in a glass case for reasons. There's a Doctor Who restaurant that Mike says isn't even that good. There was karaoke, the barcade. There was Snooki. There was this thrift store where I bought a giant Snoopy thing for my mom.
And you didn't even go to the donut place.
No, what? No, we had some dietary restrictions we had to deal with, but that's also why we kind of ducked out on dessert. But to be honest, so but yeah, it was one of those like, no, that will be a problem. But no, so looking forward to that. Mad Mike 483 on the tweets, of course. The newly unblocked from Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. So proud.
The burritos popping up is so great.
Thank you, Cassie and Jesse.
And I will.
Enter the dancing burritos.
And Mad Mike, I'm busy, but you have access to my fight account, and I will be purchasing Bound for Glory for you this Saturday.
I don't know if I'll be watching it live because I think we may be crazy enough to actually have a Halloween party.
Oh no!
Saturday.
Oh no! Well, it's there for you to at least see what happened.
I will be watching it at some point, though. I guarantee you.
Yes, it's one of those I want to watch it Sunday or something, So
yeah, because I have been like, you couldn't tell at the wedding because I was so blissfully happy.
Mm-hmm.
But Sorg, I have been experiencing withdrawal syndromes
from
iconic withdrawal.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because they haven't even had their podcast on for the past couple of weeks.
Oh,
so
no.
I've been like titchy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I'll just bring up a 10-hour YouTube of Billy Kay just going, "Hey Kayla," and that's it.
As you do.
Yeah. Oh, one thing though, I was at work today, and I exposed some of my coworkers to the joys that is Scott Steiner on a pogo stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you pull it off of YouTube?
Yeah.
Which is really funny since it's probably there. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's just a loop. It's just a media.
Yeah, everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything's on YouTube.
And mainstream Matt, just
Yes.
pro wrestling news.
Yes.
Oh,
There
God,
we go.
that is unnerving.
Don't
love
eat me, Mad Mike.
Can you call them burrituno and burritos?
Oh, jeez.
That is Super Los Burritos,
Super
the
Los
new AAA
Burritos.
tag team champions.
Yes.
Thank you, Sorg. Just Pro Wrestling News. 5 minutes or less every morning, we catch you up on the biggest stories in the world of pro wrestling so you can listen to this podcast and not worry about falling behind on the wrestling that we never talk about.
It's a perfect addition, a side piece to this show, isn't it? Since we just talked about a wedding for a half an hour instead of the shows tonight. But anyways.
But in fairness, hell of a wedding.
Hell of a wedding. Thank you, everybody. We will be on tomorrow. Anthony Kingdom James, an announcer that we know here in Pittsburgh, but now will be joining us tomorrow by way of Canada. I know he's got some stuff he wants to talk about. And I believe next week we do have the Beast Man returning. And I am interested to have a conversation with him about how his first ever team up with Warhorse was. And by the way, Missy got to meet Warhorse.
Excellent.
So... And I'll just put this out there because it's late in the show and nobody will notice. She gave me she was like, I thought he'd be taller. And I said, well, in wrestling, he's really good at being bigger than life. So he's doing his job, isn't he? And she said, I guess so. So, but no, Warhorse is a great dude.
But what was really unexpected was that Beastman is actually 3'6".
Yes.
That was very
also surprising, right? I mean, yeah.
I am taller than the Beast Man.
Oh, did I take a picture of Beastman picking up my wife?
You know he's facing James Storm in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I just saw the graphic for that. The James Storm one, yeah. So there was just randomly she just like started. And is this wrestler's picking people up because I see Max the Impaler. They're picking up like PB Smooth like all the time. Max says that's their favorite person to pick up. So hold on a second. That is not. Oh, this is the wedding. That Mike, I don't even know what order things happened last week, but
sequential.
Sequential. Okay, and then there's
Technically not wrong.
no, not wrong. Not wrong. Oh, we all watched Ted Lasso, didn't we? But yeah, there's Beastman just picking up my wife just for no reason. So, we'll see you guys next time, 9 p.m. Eastern time on all the social medias. We'll see you tomorrow. Mayhem out. Stay tuned for Silk Stocking. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.